All right, hey guys, welcome to SketchUp live stream. SketchUp Live, I think that's what we call it. I am Aaron Dietzen. I'm going to be doing some modeling in SketchUp for you today. With me, in my ears and yours, is my good buddy Jody Gates.
And I'm not going to be modeling today. Actually, I might, but you're not going to get to see it. Ha ha.
That's true. Yeah, you need a little private session, all your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back. We made it to another Friday. Congratulations. Good job. Well done. Or possibly, depending where you're watching, it might be sometime on Saturday. So big high five there. You're half a day ahead of the game right now. But yeah, thanks for joining us. This is going to be a fun one. We're working through a month-long model. We haven't done this for a long time, but we've been working on this thing behind me. I got to remember how to weatherman this thing. This model right here. Tights and I have been passing it back and forth, adding details, adding some more stuff. We're going to wrap it up today. We're going to get the final details into it, see how it turns out. It's going to be pretty cool. So just want to say hi real quick. Got a bunch of people. If you've been around before, welcome back. If this is your first time, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope this is worth the click. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, we got people coming in from UK, Newfoundland, Puerto Rico, Wisconsin, Scotland, Washington, Cascades, another UK, Bolton, and Devon, UK. Welcome, guys. This is awesome. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room before we get started, and that is your grown-up hair.
Oh yeah, I had some decisions to make. So first off, I had to get a haircut because I kept stepping on my hair as I was walking around. No, it was not that bad. But yeah, I was putting off getting a haircut, and I decided I've crossed a threshold where low maintenance everything is better than whatever the alternative is. And I decided that not having to put stuff in my hair and get it cut consistently like every 3 weeks, otherwise it looked weird. It just wasn't worth it for me. So yep, I got grown up.
As a dude that shaves their head, I completely understand that. And well, I mean, if I manage to have the locks that you had, then I might not shave my head, but it is definitely handy to not have to, although I do have to shave like every 4 days. So
I figure with something like this, I can go, month and a half I have to until it starts to get long and cut it again. But
yeah, no, that's Hugh Jackman hair. So you're sort of one step closer to Wolverine.
Wow. I'll take that. Hugh Jackman is not a comparison I would shun. I embrace that. So in hair only, from here up, you got a Hugh Jackman nailed, man.
Perfect.
All right. So yes, it's going to be a fun model. We're going to hop in. We're going to start modeling in just a second here. Couple things to drop real quick. There's a big one. There's a big thing that's going to come up. I want to mention that. I did want to point out a couple things. We'll reiterate these. I'll mention all these things a couple times. But one, next month is March. You're welcome. No, there's more to that. Next month is March, and there's this thing. It's like a social media drawing challenge called March of the Robots, where, what's the group that does that? I already forgot. I looked and then... but what they do is it's a drawing challenge. It's a creative challenge where they put out like descriptions of robots, and you're meant to create robots around the terms once a day. But we're going to take some of those terms and we're going to model SketchUp robots using their prompts. So keep an eye on our forum, because we're going to actually pull you guys to tell us which one of the prompts we should use in our live model. So next week when we come back here, it's going to be robot modeling time, and we will be modeling based on the prompts you guys choose in the forum. So,
ooh, audience participation.
That's right. I'm literally standing in a room alone, so I will take engagement however I can get it.
I just want to see people.
Please hang out with me. So that's going to be fun. That's thing one. Thing two is a reminder, Basecamp is still happening, and early bird pricing is still happening right now, but not much longer. So if you've been holding out but still want to get the best price possible, go to 3dbasecamp.sketchup.com, use my name as a coupon code, my full name, Aaron Dietzen, and it'll knock a nice chunk of change off of your ticket. So whatever ticket you buy, that will decrease the price. So this week, I think, I can't remember, it's very soon, that the end of the early bird pricing will happen. So if you're still on the fence, you should do it now. Go buy it. It's good. All right. The third and final thing. This is a big one. Some of you guys, actually, a lot of you guys, if you're returning, you probably know this. If you're new, you may not have caught this, but we are in the process. We're actually in beta on the development of a version of SketchUp that runs on an iPad. So it's called SketchUp for iPad. Good, probably figured that one out. And it's in beta right now. We did an open beta where people signed up for it, and we had, I think, way more people signed up for it than we were thinking we would. And we couldn't actually handle all the signups. There's probably some people on who signed up for beta and never got the invite. I'm sorry, that was just, unfortunately, we had so many people apply, we could not get everybody into the system that we use for beta. But I was able to finagle something. Actually, they offered it to us, but I made myself feel important for just a second, then immediately shut myself down. But what we have is 50 immediate access tickets into the beta. So Jody is going to post a link in the chat right now. If you click and follow that, you'll be able to get into SketchUp for iPad beta today, right now. So go ahead, click through that, bypass the waiting list. This is the VIP line into SketchUp for beta. So click that.
You do have to have an iPad to use this.
We won't send you an iPad to try it out. Yes, that is true. Yeah. So
yep.
a newer version of iPad is required. Yeah. Good call. Good call. So that's some things that are going on. Like I said, we'll come back and we'll drop that again. Right now, you guys, early people, you came here early. You get this. You get the first run at this. So everybody who comes on after now,
the early viewers get the link.
Always show up on time.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it now. Everything else is gonna be downhill from that, right?
It's worth mentioning, I have no idea how many people are clicking this and signing up. So if an hour from now, if I post this link and it doesn't work, sorry.
Yeah, so it is 50 spots. Once the 50 spots are done, it's gone. So that's what they gave us. They gave us 50 to use on the live session. Get in there, give it a shot, try it out. Yeah, with that, we are gonna hop in and do some modeling. So here we go. All right. Let's review what we got thus far. So this is the model that Tyson started. He created the initial massing of the roof and some rocks. I came in and primarily did detail work the second week. He came through, put some more stones in, some trees, put this cool landscape on here. This is looking pretty cool. I mean, this is definitely a fun little, I don't know, would you call this a design vignette? I don't know what you'd actually...
I think it's pronounced vignette, but yeah.
Vignetti. I think it's an Italian term.
It sounds like actually like a ice cream. Or pasta, I don't know. Or pasta ice cream.
I would try it. So...
Sorry, derailed you.
Yeah, it's Friday. My brain is doing the think slow time thing. But this looks pretty cool. This is awesome. This has really turned out to be a very cool model. I'm going to hop in here, and one of the big pieces that's missing, of course, right now is up here, right? So we don't actually have the top of the lighthouse itself. And actually, it's kind of weird being a lighthouse because it no longer really looks like it's on an island like the thing that we were using to influence us. It's covered by pine trees, and yeah, it's a little different. But I lost connection to a keyboard I didn't know I was connected to, so got that going for me too. So we're gonna hop in and we're gonna do that. We're gonna finish off the lighthouse here, maybe put some other details on. There's a chimney in the original coming out of the roof, so maybe we'll throw a chimney in there. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Let's spend a little time modeling, having fun, and let me know what I should be doing. One of the things that Tyson did, because he's an awesome guy and a fan of organized modeling, is he actually created a couple scenes here. One which is trees and rocks off. So if I click that, everything goes away, and look how smooth, much smoother moving around this model is without those extra polygons on the screen. That's nice. That's very nice. If you do a lot of entourage, highly recommend that you put those things on their own tags and then create a scene that just turns that on and off. Scenes don't have to control. A lot of times people think about scenes as being camera, like, where's this camera going to sit? What's the style going to look like? That kind of thing. But you can actually have scenes like these two. All they do is control visible tags, which is an enormous help when it just comes to modeling. Because now I cut, that's probably 2/3 of the model is those trees and rock geometries, and they're gone for this working session, which is really nice. All right, let's hop up here.
Perfect model management. Thanks.
That's right.
Thanks for that model management tip, sir.
You got it, buddy. Let's hop in here. Let's make this thing.
Can we just pivot, and instead of doing a lighthouse on top, could we just make this like it's just a cake holding platform and make a cake?
I don't hate that idea, but I already thought of some things to teach with the lighthouse, so I'm going to have to go that way. But I like cake. I actually prefer cake to lighthouses if I'm being totally honest.
It definitely tastes better. Well, okay. I'm going to be honest. I've never tasted a lighthouse. I'm making assumptions.
I would have to imagine, just based on what I know about like things like sawdust or just regular dirt I've gotten in my mouth. Generally does not taste good.
So Paul and Keggy said that they're getting really jittery video. Did you do anything wonky with settings today?
Nothing that I am aware of.
Did you spill coffee on your computer?
Not more than normal.
Oh.
I'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see. I'm not sure. Once we get stuff started, it's pretty. YouTube kind of locks you in. Can't change a whole lot, but as far as I can tell, everything is the same. Low latency.
Maybe Paul and Keggy have too much coffee. Maybe they're the jittery ones.
That could be too.
It's translating to their screen. Transom said it's good, so
okay.
Maybe it's just getting across the pond.
Could be. Yeah. Keep an eye on it. I guess if it gets worse, let us know, and we'll acknowledge that we're sorry that that's the case. Kind of hands are tied when it comes to YouTube.
Like thoughts and prayers. That's super useful.
So let's do this thing. So it looks like what we got here is we got it. So right now this is just a platform Tyson threw on there. So what we'll do is we're going to come in and break this into boards that go across. It looks like then we have a lighthouse shape coming up this way, kind of a dome shape with clear panels and like metal kind of shapes holding the glass panels in place. So I'm going to start by actually using this right here. I'm going to come, where's my X? Okay, there it is. So I'm thinking what I'll do, let's go to the middle. We'll go to the middle. That's a better idea. That wasn't the middle.
Patrick suggested the jittery is an issue at 1080p, and if you switch to 720, it seems like it's working better. So maybe
that could be.
Try that out.
Every time I think we got this whole thing figured out, I realize nobody knows what they're doing. We're all making this up still. All right, I'm going to offset this line 16 inches and tell it to do that 12 times. Whoa, that's too many. 8 times? Ooh, nice guess. And then I'll go the same way. I'm going to grab this one, option, go this way, 8x. All right, so all I was really looking to do there was break some faces.
Nice. You sound like just a total thug there.
I know. I'm pretty badass. I hear that a lot. Yeah, so I wanted to get that broken into pieces. I could come in and actually model boards. I was thinking of different ways to do this. We're trying to go for we abandoned the idea of low poly because this really isn't low poly. It's more stylized modeling. But rather than actually model a bunch of boards, I actually don't need that one at all. And then come cut them. I thought maybe I could see what I could do with just this shape. What I'm kind of thinking is if I come in here and I give myself a little offset, and just kind of every other one, get something like that. So that's a start into what I'm looking for. That's okay. I don't love it though. Kind of wondering if how I could come in and break this apart. This is where Tyson did an amazing job, masterfully jumping in here and using some extensions to randomize, break things up. Because my immediate thought would be to just kind of break some of these boards up like this, make it look kind of messy, and then, well, pretty much be done. Just do that. Which I think that'll do the trick for a quick model. Like I said,
Only you had, if you had mirrored this so that this was each half, so the other end was getting the same treatment.
Yeah,
and
I think that's
efficient.
exactly what I will do in just a few seconds. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Looks like I was a little soft over here. I'm gonna come mess this up a little bit. You know, when it comes to like the idea of making things random, it is nice to have extensions like scatter or drop or something like that, but it is also kind of fun to get to go in and just mess stuff up, you know? It's a good time. You get to just make a mess of things. All right, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab everything, intersect face with context. That'll break this whole roof right at that split line. And then I can do exactly what Jody was talking about. Grab all of this.
Teaching us hacks we didn't know we needed.
That's right. That's right. That's what I try to do. Oh, look, that was fun because they're opposite. So I actually really kind of create a mess. All right, let's not do that. Let's grab that and let's make a copy instead and flip it this way instead of rotating it. There we go. And now I do have this line down the middle. I can't. So what I'm tempted to do is just grab the line like that and delete it. But if I do that, of course, I'm going to break my ends. So what I can do is soften that one piece, and then grab it and delete it. That was way worse.
Don't do that.
I got overzealous. I overgrabbed. There we go. Try that again. There we go.
See, this is one of these iPad things I'm loving is lasso select.
It is pretty nice.
I mean, it's that drag select is really handy, but there's just something really satisfying. Like whenever I just grab the lasso and use my pencil and draw a little circle around stuff to select it.
So lasso's in Pro as well. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I can't use a pencil. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
if I was Tyson, I could use a pencil.
That's true.
But it doesn't have the same.
That's true.
I say qua, or I don't know what.
Yeah, there's no quas in it at all.
Nope, it's qua free.
Yeah, it's qualess. I agree because I think that's one of the cool things. So I don't know. We don't got to over talk it up, but you know, iPad SketchUp is going to change the way I think I use SketchUp because it does do some cool stuff for sure.
Yeah, I've had access to beta for a while now, but I'm only just now really actually trying to do stuff, and I find that sometimes I prefer to use my mouse and keyboard because I can literally just use it almost the same way I use SketchUp. But sometimes I, you know, there are times once I get like my basic core model down, then I can go in and do all kinds of funner stuff.
Yeah,
funner's not a word I know, but
more better is what you meant. Betterer.
Yeah.
All right.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. So again, we could definitely go in, put more detail, but I think for the platform, most of this is going to get covered up right now by the center of the lighthouse anyhow, so I don't really feel like compelled to do a whole lot more than just make the ends look. That kind of fits in with the aesthetic we've created so far. So I'm going to come in out of context to create the top section. What I mean is I'm going to leave everything that's in this group in that group and then build on top of it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start with a circle. And this is primarily just to see where I want this to go. I think like that. That'll be good. All right. And then what I'm going to do is, let's see, how tall should this be? It's actually pretty tall. Maybe something like that. And then what I'm going to do is put a rectangle. If you guys have seen me create lathed or sponge shapes before, this will not seem new to you. And then I'm going to draw the profile of the side of the lighthouse. So I'm going to have something kind of like that. Do another piece. That maybe. Come in here. Like that. And then maybe we'll go. When I do this kind of modeling where I come in here and, you know, make the shape to spin around, I would say 9 times out of 10, I make my initial shape, I spin it, and then don't like it and come back to this. Because of undo,
Nice.
it's not that big of a deal.
That sounds like me using flip along.
That's the standard procedure for flip along is click flip along axis or red axis, undo, flip along green. That's kind of how it usually works for me.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm consistently good at is realizing that flip along blue is not what I want to do.
That's true. That's usually a safe assumption. All right, so I like that, but it was a little too big for me. So I'm gonna try this.
I was thinking, it's funny. You say that, but I was thinking it looked a little too small.
Oh, really?
Now I got to go back and look at the original.
I think between the two, I think that was.
So it looks like in the original drawing that the lighthouse up top is pretty close to the same diameter as the base.
You're right. All right, well, maybe I'll go with this. I think what I need to do, though, is I think this has to change right here. I don't think I was quite high enough with that. Let's try that. And this is a little bit subjective, I guess, at this point, but all right, I think I'll go with it. I will go with that. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to undo again. So the original actually has these bands going around that hold the windows in place. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 of them. So I'm going to take this line and divide it into 4 pieces. And I'm going to come into one of those pieces with a rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle around the center. And it's not, whoop, I moved the mouse. It's not going to be a big rectangle.
Would you say it's a small rectangle?
I could call it that.
Okay, all right. Please do. Sven is recommending that maybe it'd be a good time to save. I don't know.
Oh, killjoy. All right, fine. No, that is probably very wise.
Did I hear? So maybe it was last week. Maybe it was the week before. I don't know. Tyson had some great extension using day where he crashed like repeatedly.
I heard he told me it crashed 11 times, but I think that was an exaggeration. But
okay.
Yeah, there's always, like you said, that is and this is not a diss, but yeah, especially when you're not 100% sure how to use an extension, it happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try that. Tools, follow me. I was just waiting for that to be where it blew up. As I'm like, I'll just save after this. Let's save. Actually, yeah. Okay. That looks solid. I'm good at that. I'm actually, you know what? I'm thinking. Okay.
Nice. So it looks like we're done.
The door.
New record.
All right. Outro music. All right. Let's keep on this thing a little bit. All right. I'm gonna do some stuff still. We got a lot of things to do still to this. While I'm in the context of this piece, I'm gonna grab just this one smoothed thing. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn on my hidden geometry and grab this bottom section. And I'm gonna unsoften, unsmooth. So get back to just planks like this. And then I'm gonna come in here and do some offsetting.
Tyson's remaining surprisingly quiet about this whole crashing business. Maybe he found that as a perfect excuse to just leave.
I've crashed live before, and yeah, head down, mouth shut. That's definitely not a bad way to deal with it. All right, so by taking my circle and offsetting and just pulling these boards out a little bit, I'm going to get this natural like division between the pieces without having to go in and make a bunch of components or anything like that. So I'm pulling them all out different amounts so I get that bumpy, stylized thing that we're going for. Cool, like that. All right.
Bumpy and stylized.
Man, we're gonna be done by 12:45. I have to model left-handed now.
That reminds me of Princess Bride. I have a secret. I am not
I'm
left-handed.
not left-handed either. All right.
You
Obviously.
could take all that extra time and throw this into sketchy physics and then make the snow work in the snow globe. Right? This was going to be a snow globe.
That was
Was
originally
that the plan originally?
that was an idea.
Okay. I thought that it might be because of the circular base, but I guess maybe you're just trying to be true to the source material.
Yeah, I don't know. That was Tyson. Tyson put that in, so I don't know.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't know what he was thinking, but that sounds like I have a problem with what he did, which I don't.
You know,
I don't know what the intention was.
I hear people say that a lot regarding Tyson. I don't know what he was thinking, but
Cool. So that looks kind of cool. I like the way that's coming together. One of the other things I could do too is come in here, grab these faces, and I could do some scaling on them if I wanted to like get that a little more offset or make that a little bit, you know, make them stand out a little bit more. But I feel pretty good just with them like that. I'm going to triple click that and make it a group. And I'm going to drop that group down just ever so slightly so it does lap all the way into the floorboards. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some vertical bars here to go around too. It looks like there's maybe, we'll say 6 of them. So I'm going to come right here, draw a line straight across, and then just trying to draw some geometry that's in plane, parallel. Let's see. Well, actually, how far out is this? If I come this way. All right. I'll take that and then just push that up all the way. Maybe actually, you know, I'll pull it out just a little bit like that. So it's distinct. It pulls that separate from the piece below. I'm gonna grab that, make it a group. I'm gonna rotate it around the center right here. So actually don't have a center line, so I'll just make one. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x. Oh, I didn't have anything selected. I rotated nothing.
well, that's something.
Second try's a charm. That's what they say.
They do like to talk.
All right, there we go. So that's looking similar. Our proportions are a little different, for sure. But I mean,
Yeah,
this is,
I think the beauty of stylized means any given artist is going to, you know, apply their style.
yeah. I like that excuse. I mean, reason.
It's akin to one of my favorite sayings, which is it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you place the blame.
Sounds like a very pessimistic version of the actual saying.
You know, if you live by excuses, it's a good way to make sure that it's never your fault.
That's people who live by that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Transom's pointing out that the screen on the Space Mouse is see-through. That's because it is reflective and it is probably picking up the green from the green screen. I'm in a green room, like, so this is green. This down here underneath my keyboard's all green. So this highly reflective surface is it's kind of a pale white already, and it's picking up all that shiny green stuff. So yeah, I'm green screening it out unintentionally. All right, that looks cool. I like it. I'm good with this. We need a couple more things. We need a handrail. There's a handrail on the model right here. Then we have a couple other pieces, like we've got a chimney. We have a weather vane. I can't tell. There's something on the top of the original.
It looks like a weather vane to me.
Okay. We'll throw in something like that too. All right.
Yeah, it's a weather vane.
All right.
It was suggested earlier you could put, I don't know. I don't feel like it's political. Put a Ukraine flag up there for support instead, but flags are tricky.
Yeah. I had a nice image maybe, but all right. All right, let's get a handrail in here. I'm going to start with a circle. I'm bringing it out to about there. I'm going to draw another circle. I'm going to draw a low poly. Let's look like a nice six-sided circle.
Yeah, I think they call that in the industry a hexagon.
I don't know what industry you work in, buddy.
The hexagon industry.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense then. How are things going in that industry? All right, I'm going to bring that down.
You know, it varies.
Because this is a solid piece now, it's real easy to scoot these things around. That's kind of cool. All right. I'm going to put a little upright, vertical, straighty-uppy thingy.
Yeah, that's the right word.
Knew I could get it. All right, and we'll use a hexagon for this too. I should do this. I'm going to grab these and put them in a separate group. And then I can pull this up here. Grab that. And maybe scoot it out a bit. Ooh,
Lauren said all he can see is the Dalek.
Oh, right. Doctor Who. Sorry.
You're like, huh? What are you talking about?
Dolls? I don't see any dolls. All
There
right.
are no dolls up there. That guy's crazy. Or Homer Simpson. Brian, good call. So does that mean that Homer Simpson may be a Dalek?
I'll let you guys figure that
I
out
don't know.
because I barely know what you're talking about.
That's fair. We can fight it out in the chat, in the
you go.
comments.
All right, so I did want to make a point about circles, using circles especially as reference. So the default sides for a circle is 24 sides. A 24-sided circle is pretty close to the perfect amount because it can be divided by 2, it can be divided by 3, it can be divided by 4, it can be divided by 6, 8. So it's a nice number to use because, like, with the same circle, I put 6 bands around here by going 4 segments, and then I went 3 segments and put 8 pieces around here to be in the handrail. So that's one of the reasons to use that. I know some people like to use round numbers like 10 or 20. I guess you could do that.
360 was the round number.
That's a lot of sides though. Which I think you can do. I think you max out at 999 sides on a circle.
I advise against it unless you're using SketchUp 2022, the new M1 version on one of these screaming $10,000 MacBook Pros that has a M1X or whatever. Because that probably could just chew through polygons like nobody's business. So I don't know. It's not my business.
That's not a thing I have, so I don't have to worry about that in the slightest.
Did you get an upgrade yet? Are you still creeping along in your?
I got an upgrade a year before the M1 came out, so sorry about that. That's not what happened. Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah, that's not. I won't be doing that anytime soon. Awesome. Cool. This is looking fun. I like the looks. Let's continue to fancy this up. I think Tyson left us with some components. Let's see, which one do I want?
Yeah, there you go. I think component number 13 is supposed to be really good.
All right, here we go. I was thinking maybe we'll build a quick chimney out of some of these blocky pieces. Oh, there we go. There's some good ones. Uh, I was actually Tyson and I were talking about this. One of the things that he does, and he does it if you go back and watch some of his live streams, when he makes a component, he keeps a copy laying off to the side as well as in his model. So he'll have like, which I mean, I'm not dissing. I'm just saying this is one of the things I've noticed about how he models. So when you look at the model, you're like, oh, it's beautiful. And then you pan back and he's got like all these parts, like when you put your Lego kit together and there's like 20 extra pieces and oh crap, what do I do now? Um, but we were talking about that and I was just kind of, gently teasing him in a friendly way. But then sure enough, I pulled this model up from the original view and I panned back and yep, right over here, there was all the rocks and some shingles, and some other pieces laying off on the side.
It's always so curious to watch people with that's their modeling style, where they just basically have just a pile of debris off to the side.
Again, not complaining, not just saying it was something I noticed because I don't tend to do that so much. I tend to, be really good about modeling and stuff. And no, I'm just kidding. Tyson is, of course, an awesome modeler. But I think I end up depending on SketchUp to keep track of my components for me. Or I'm probably getting called out about this already, or I just like don't make a component of things. And then that's way
Well, nobody's
worse.
called you out yet, but I'm sure we will all now proceed to make fun of you for it.
Oh, yeah. You guys know.
I feel like, because Transom also does that too. I feel like, I mean, I think it's not completely uncommon for people to do when they're working on a project. And I can see the advantage of you're basically visually able to see all your stuff, right? You can go over there and you can be like, oh, this is the thing I need. And the name is sort of irrelevant, which is obvious in the way that Tyson names his components.
That's another thing I can't give Tyson too much grief about because not the strongest at remembering to name my stuff. So
yeah, I feel like when you're just casually, when you're sketching, if you will, then it's not as relevant. It's when you've got a big project.
Yeah.
If you actually have something you're trying to be organized with, then it makes more sense.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I grabbed a couple of his blocks and brought them in and started what will end up being a chimney. I'm not really worried about scale at this point. I just want to get the chimney in and unto itself modeled well. So I just put a couple of these in here and then shifted some around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this not into a component, but intentionally a group. And then I will option copy that up onto, whoa, hey, slow down, buddy. Up onto itself. And then when it gets up here, I'm going to flip it upside down like that. Okay. And then I will take that, copy that up onto itself. And then this one, I'm going to rotate 90 degrees-ish, scale it out like this. So I'm using the same exact group now, the same group of blocks, but because I deformed them, they look totally different. I'll grab all of that now. Option copy that up. Oh boy. Whoa.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm making myself a little bit sick. Up on top, and then we'll do the same thing to this group. Rotate it 90 degrees. Scale that out to here. Scale that back to here. And with that, we have a chimney that does not actually repeat at all. So that looks pretty good. I'll grab this one from down below and option copy that up onto the top. And then I'm going to scale that out bigger. for the top ring. Make a group of that. And then I'm gonna actually rotate it the correct direction first. Where's my green axis?
You can see it. It's like pointing off into the distance there.
That helps. Thanks. All right. I'm gonna grab it by a corner that's the corner that I want to be that to be down flush with the roof, and then I'll just drop it right onto the shingles like that. Obviously, not the right size at this point, but now I can actually not as far off as I thought it was going to be. And then I will sculpt it back. Actually, that looks like got a little too wide right here on this point, so I'm just gonna squash that back in. Same thing here. I got a little overzealous with my stretchiness.
I mean, I understand that we're being artistic, but I'm gonna go look at this. That seems like such an odd place for a chimney.
It does, but I'm looking at the drawing, and that's kind of where it's at. So
yeah,
I'm assuming there's maybe a fireplace just inside the door right here.
Sure, which I guess that makes sense, right? You don't have to carry your wood too far. That stuff's heavy.
Well, I was thinking about heat, but yeah, that's even more practically a reason.
Yeah. So it's sort of like walking through, like when you walk into a grocery store on a cold day and the heat's cranked, you just walk through this big blast of hot air before you proceed to shop.
Exactly.
It always blows my toupee off.
Walk through like that. All right. Well, this is looking pretty solid. What are we, 40 minutes in? Oh, crap. All right. There's a couple other details that I thought might be kind of fun to throw on here. One is we do have a window. There's a window in the side here. We have the weather vane, and then there's kind of a fun, like, got a little rope coming down with some flags. I'm assuming they were supposed to be flags hanging off of them. So I'm going to come in here and throw some of that detail in. I'm going to put a window in by grabbing a rectangle from the middle, inference off of the center of this brick, and then pull it out like that. All right, so that obviously inferenced something weird, but not a big deal because we'll just come in here and we'll rotate it back till it's about in plane. So obviously I can't get this in plane with this because I have different size pieces and it's a round thing, but I'll get it so it's facing about the right direction before I pull it out like that, and then, oops, push it all the way into the brick, and then that's going to give me a face that I can draw my window on. So I'm going to do that pretty simple. I'm going to offset this a little bit, push it back in just a touch, and then I'll come in here, bisect it horizontally and vertically, and then offset each of these like exactly that much. There we go. And then I can pull that frame out a little bit. And with that, like super quick, super easy window in the side like that. This is my, I think a lot about like, what's my favorite? I would love to hear your guys' thought on this. Put work away, like not thinking about having to model something in SketchUp for work. When you get to model the thing you want to model, what is your favorite thing to model? Because there's a lot of stuff. I've mentioned this before. I'm a big proponent of having a fun model to work on, having something that you're just doing creative for yourself. That's important. You should have that. But I'm curious what it is. Like, is it something that's meaningful, like imaginative? Are you duplicating something that already exists? You're doing like our machine parts kind of models, modeling a car. Like, what's the fun thing for you? I think the thing that I get the most fun out of when I'm just kind of modeling for fun is when I can just throw details in quickly, like come up with a detailed model from basic shapes real quick like that. I think that a window in, 15 seconds. That's pretty cool, and I like that. And going through a model and just dumping those kind of details on is fun for me. I'd love to hear what you guys
See,
like.
based on your Instagram, I was going to presume that you just like to model Lego.
Well, that's definitely something I'm modeling a lot lately, but I don't know that I always enjoy it. It's one of those things that
Based
sounds.
on based on your comments after doing the Millennium Falcon, I'm surprised that you
Oh,
would ever model Lego again.
oh, that was rough. But it was one of those things that I got into, and it was about 60, 70% into. I'm like, well, I can't stop now. Gotta keep going. But now I started modeling some of the architectural building kits, and three or four buildings done, and that model is actually like much bigger than what the Lego Millennium Falcon was. So
Well, that's interesting. Well, I mean, you've been working on it for a while.
yeah, but
But yeah, there's
not
something about
consistently.
doing architectural, like non-curvy bits, because I feel like that's got to be part of what was so tricky about the Millennium Falcon was there's so many very unique, one-off, curvy kind of
Yeah,
peculiar pieces.
yeah. There's definitely some weird stuff in there.
So Brian S said his thing is doing his dream home, which I'm curious if that just keeps evolving, sort of like the Winchester house.
Mm.
And Transom favors his woodworking projects, which I completely get that one. I feel like mine is a box.
Like,
As I tend to do a bunch of more documentation and anything else, then I don't always end up making actual cool things. I just make boring old, here it is, 6 sides.
that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's six-sided things are important, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris says, yeah, he likes doing stuff that he can measure and build with his hands. So treehouse for kids or a deck bench or things like that.
Ooh, I like that.
Which, yeah, that's probably more. I mean, for work, I guess I model the box. For my own fun, it tends to be woodworking or house projects. So
That's good. I mean, that's definitely like a perfect use case. That's awesome.
I do wonder because there's not as much that is artistic necessarily, although I guess it could be. Like sometimes modeling just for modeling's sake, I guess is where you're. I guess kind of sounds sort of like that's what you're talking about more is.
Yeah, just
If you sit
curious.
down and model and you're not planning to make a thing out of it, you're just kind of futzing around, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, sometimes I futz live.
Yeah, there you go.
Like now, for example. I don't know. I can't get a lot of detail out of this weather vane. It looks like we got an arrow thing up here, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Gonna. Maybe I'll just do this. Get an arrow on here. Get a point. Get a sharp point. And then this guy right here will do something like this. Break this here. Draw a line straight back. Again, it's almost like prototyping, I guess. Like getting geometry in just as quick as you can. Grab this piece, move them. Where's my auto fold? What's the thing for? There we go. All right. That we got a pretty quick arrow up on our thingy. I'm gonna grab all that, make it a component. Weather vane is VEIN? Sure.
Do it.
All right. Whoops. Oh, man. I think I made that without... Oh, I'm working with Tyson's model. This is not checked. Ah, forget it. I'm out.
Done.
All right, bring this back in here. All right, there we go. All right, something like that is what's up there. Okie dokie. They look huge though. I'm gonna little quick scaly poo. All right. All right. Well, hey, now that we've talked about what's fun to model, anybody got work models that they are in the middle of? You don't have to be enjoying the work models, but if you are, hey, so much the better, right? But yeah, I'd love to hear what else you got going on. What's getting modeled in your neck of the woods?
I like to think that work modeling, if you're using SketchUp, is just fun. Whereas, you're like, oh, gotta fire up stupid CAD application of your choice.
Way to not be insulting. That's good.
Yeah, I was being very, very deliberate in avoiding that. Are there any phases of this model on the warehouse yet?
I think 1 and 2 might be up there. The first 2 saves of this.
Are they under you?
Maybe. That is definitely possible. All right, I'm drawing a quick work plane, and then I'm going to come in here and put an arc onto it. All right, and since a line doesn't have a thickness to it, I'm going to take that. Let's see.
What's your 3D warehouse model name or username?
The Only Aaron.
I did just Aaron. That didn't work.
No, that's another guy maybe. Actually, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
It didn't exist.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna extend both of these edges a little bit long and then come down here and do another one of my low poly circles. I'm not too worried about distortion of this shape. I know a lot of times when you're doing a follow me, you want to try to get it to, not get squished. I don't really care for this rope, so I'm not worried about making it totally perpendicular to the starting edge. That was not the right one. Follow me. So let's add some thickness to this line with a quick follow me. There we go. Looks good, except obviously a little long up here. So I'm going to come in here, start push pulling, and then turn the rest of the model on, and then pull that down into the face.
I don't see this model under your account.
Oh, maybe I lied. That is definitely possible. I could have lied.
The last one I see is the Arizona Memorial, which I thought we've done. I thought that's been a while even.
Yeah, that was last year, right? That was towards the end of 2021?
Beginning in December, yeah.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Oh, I think Tyson actually shared it, and it's on the forum. It's one of these, if you go into happenings,
okay.
One of the forum threads about live modeling has it.
Okay. Hey, you haven't even talked about how 3D Basecamp has only got a handful of days left until the discount.
Hey, guys. We have twice as many people on as we did when I first mentioned this, so I got some things to tell you. 3D Basecamp is coming up in September of 2022 in Vancouver, British Columbia, and you should be there. We're selling tickets right now, and for about the next week or so, we still have some early bird pricing, which is a significant discount of the standard ticket, which will take its place in the not too distant future. If you go to 3dbasecamp.com sketchup.com. You can buy a ticket right now. And if you use my name, Aaron Dietzen, all one word, it'll actually knock some additional money off. And that'll be the cheapest possible ticket you could get. We are putting together the agenda right now to show some of the content, but we got some of the classic presenters, Nick Sonder, Dave Richards, Tammy Cody, some of the people who use SketchUp, make it look awesome, and have a lot to teach you. They're going to be presenting there. If you're just checking SketchUp out now for the first time, or you're watching this video and you want a great place to learn SketchUp from the ground up, Basecamp is the best spot to do that. We will have a bunch of 101 courses which require no SketchUp knowledge, and will build you up, get you going as a SketchUp modeler. So that's happening. It's going to be awesome. You should definitely be there with us. And right now, if you buy a ticket, is the cheapest you can get it. If you have concerns, which we all do, we don't know what's going to happen with COVID, but if something happens where we have a resurgence again, and you can't travel because of COVID, can't get into Canada, can't get out of your own country, whatever, we'll do our best to be understanding about that. But so don't let that be a reason to not buy it, and save some money by buying a ticket right now. Man, I know I had 3 things I was supposed to mention, but I already forgot what number 2 was.
Was number 3 going to be the iPad thing?
Yeah, but we'll just jump to 3. Number 3, the third thing of 2, we, as a lot of you know, we have in beta SketchUp for iPad happening right now. A lot of people signed up for it to try to join the beta group, and unfortunately, we didn't quite realize how many people would be interested in beta testing. We had far more people sign up to be beta testers than we could actually have in our program. So not everybody who signed up was able to get one, but you, as live viewers, have access to a handful of seats to become instantly, skip the line, skip the queue, front of the line, VIP access to SketchUp for iPad beta. So Jody's going to drop a link. If you guys follow that, you could get signed up and be in the beta program right now.
Am I, though? Really?
Okay. It would be cool if Jody... yeah. So if you signed up for it and still haven't got your invite, I apologize. Like I said, we had so many more people apply to beta that than we could get in the system. But this right now is going to be an opportunity to get it and actually use it. So you do have to supply your own iPad, but the software's on us. That's right. Boy.
Yeah.
No. Boy.
The Y was silent.
Yeah. All right, cool. This is looking pretty solid. We do have a couple things in here. I don't have, so there's kind of some flag shapes or something hanging down from this hook. I don't have Clothworks, which is the thing I would think to use to create the thing that's hanging there. So we're gonna make a not quite as cool version of the cloth that's hanging off of this. Clothworks is a cool extension that lets you create a shape and then just basically let gravity drag it down and make it drape over things. Super cool extension. I, in my 2022 version, am just getting my extensions reinstalled. So actually, I don't think I've actually had Clothworks since 2020 either. So, but I should get it back in there because it's a pretty cool extension. So if you ever have anything like that where you want to put lay fabric down, blankets on a couch, comforter on a bed, that kind of thing, check out Clothworks extension. It's available in the plugin store over at Sketchucation. Very cool extension. All right, I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry. I'm going to save. That's what I'm going to do. Take that.
Do it. Aaron saves.
Not regularly, but sometimes. All right, and I'm going to come
Ideally,
in here.
you just do it when you need to.
That's right. I don't like to judge on when I need to. I do it occasionally because, that's what I got. Because All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a couple of vertical lines from the bottom of this piece here. And then come up and make a rectangle. All right, there we go. Close enough. No, I'm gonna get a little bit better than that. I'm gonna take this face and I'm gonna say intersect face with model, and I can just chop off this top section. So now whatever this thing is hanging off the bottom of this piece, I'm not gonna be able to get folds in it, that kind of thing, but I can kind of get the end of it it's real tattered and beat up. So I thought this would be a fun time to use a tool that previously I was not a huge fan of, but I'm starting to like a lot more, which is the freehand tool. The new freehand tool is just, it works so much better than the previous version. Its older sibling was. This has gotten infinitely more usable, I'll say. Something like that. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Let's go back in there again. Let's put some holes in this thing too. I love it. You know what? And I'm just gonna, just because I can't get enough, I'm gonna come in here, maybe just kind of give a little of that too. Take that. So it's not 3D, it's not flowing in the wind, but again, apparently I'm leaning towards like, I don't feel like I'm intentionally hurrying, but getting geometry quick and easy, it's looking pretty good with my window and my quick handrails, and maybe I feel like I have to get this to a certain point before the end because we're calling it after this this session. So, but yeah, it is pretty cool. So one of the things I noticed about using freehand, this is something that nobody's asking about, but I'm going to talk about, is it is, like I said, when you're drawing lines and stuff, it follows the mouse real well. It makes nice small segments, super easy to do. One of the things it does though is it does still honor inferencing and snap points. Normally not a big deal, but if I was to come in here, just let you know, if I was to come in here and try to do some freehand down on this mesh, it would jump to line segment, endpoint, line segment. So it'll still do its best to follow your mouse, but it will jump to those segments. So if that's the reason I drew that plane first, that big flat plane to go ahead and trace, just makes it a lot easier, a lot cleaner broken lines than if you try to follow something like out in space or on a mesh like that. So if you're gonna use it, just do that real quick. Just get yourself a working plane. We'll do that again. We got one more little flag on here. So come in here, let's see, get underneath here again. Click right here, drop a line straight down. And then do another one just past here. Whoa.
It's worth mentioning again the joys of using a 6-sided cylinder, so it's easy to find midpoints
right.
like that.
Yeah, it's very easy to snap to the points because of that. All right, we'll take that, same thing, intersect face with model, so I can get rid of this. And then I'm just gonna come in again with freehand. You know, freehand, somebody was talking about how they've never really needed it or thought of a reason to use it. I don't know who said that, but somebody somewhere said something along those lines. And I'll have to say that I get it, because in the past, using it was a little bit janky. It wasn't always easy to use. So I think for me, I'm just talking about me personally, I didn't use it very much because, you know, it wasn't as simple to just put in shapes as it is now. Now that it's working the way it is, I'm really rethinking where I can get in and use freehand where I didn't do it before. All right. Man, this is looking pretty good. I gotta do a little work on this. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit more so I can actually see it.
There were some comments originally when you drew that it was a huge chimney.
It is a big chimney. Maybe we'll do a little fine tuning right now. How's that? skinny it, and then we will. I'm gonna have to peek inside to get my handles. Actually, I can just do this. Squash it down a little bit, and move it up. All right, that's better, and it looks closer to what I mean. I'm definitely not following the aesthetic of the original on the chimney. The chimney looks like it's got some very square-looking bricks. Total squares, man. And I like these blocks a lot better. Maybe we'll open this chimney up just a little bit too by grabbing individual bricks and scale them back so the smoke can actually get out. Be free smoke. I guess unintentionally, I maybe wandered away from Stylized and did a little bit more of a rapid modeling there, if that's a thing. But that looks pretty solid. Let's get some rocks and stuff on here, and
I feel so much better about this look than that initial cake platter at the beginning.
yeah, that is a pretty cool looking model, I do have to say. I should thank Tyson for letting me be a part of that, because mostly his model. I feel like I just sprinkled things on it.
It's good to sprinkle things on your model sometimes.
Yeah. Well, like the rocks and stuff. Well, I guess I just got to say, you guys see anything? What should we do to, is there anything we need to do to accent or take this any further? Because as far as like, a piece of art, ooh, I'm gonna color some backsides.
That's an interesting turn of phrase.
Yep. Gonna paint some backsides.
Kagi likes it. Paul says autodome. I'm not sure what autodome means though.
You're an autodome.
Outer dome.
Oh,
Go ahead and make it into a
put it in the ball.
Snow globe. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Thanks
do
for
that.
clarifying, Paul. A bit auto correct.
All right, let's do that. Let's do just that. I need a circle, so I'm gonna grab.
There's one.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna edit, paste in place. Probably under edit there. That's how Mighty's going.
Transom said you could also make the glass opaque, or I mean translucent.
I could.
Up top.
Yeah, but then I'd have to model what's inside of it. So. Okay, let's try that. Ooh, I think it cut it all the way through. I think that's about perfect. Okay, I'll do this transparent. How's that? Let's go grab some glass colors. Glass.
Blue Blanky saying maybe the base on the side of the house. Oh yeah, look at that. That's fun.
Cool. Kind of wondering now if I come in here, grab this mesh, intersect face. Oh no, with models gonna get messy. So I'm gonna have to take this, cut it, come into context, edit, paste in place, and then grab both those, intersect with selection. Some people have asked that, like, what's the difference between intersect with selection, context, model, that sort of thing. If I had said intersect that face that I originally had with model, every place that it crosses a tree, rock, whatever, it would have to go through and break. And then that would be a lot. That would be painful to deal with. By putting the two in context together, I came with a much simpler solution there. Where is it touching? Oh, there's where it laps. Nope. All right, I'm gonna turn off some rocks. It's slowing me down. All right, try to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Something's still happening. Oh, there we go. Little teeny tiny line right there. All right, so from there, what we could do, bring that up like that. And rather than having that other piece come down, I can just paint in the bottom here. If it intersects, didn't intersect all the way though. Easier said than did. Let me do this. Grab this. Undo a couple times. Get rid of everything I just did. All right. I'll take this. Oh, you know why? The problem was right here. So let me do this. Let me just take this and scale it down. I'm just going to scale it down just a tiny bit around the middle. Dang it. That wasn't too bad. All right, now if I take these two, intersect face with selection, that should give me just that clean edge. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's gone. That's gone. Ooh. Sometimes you got to do something more than once to actually figure out how to do something. There we go. That's what I was aiming for. A little bit cleanup around the edges here. I did not do a good order of deletion. I should have selected that geometry, the top face first and deleted it, then deleted the side. That's why I got left with these little jaggy marks here. But all right, there we go. We're in the globe. Now what I could do is I could take this piece and make whatever I wanted to out of a base for it. We're gonna start simple. And then this looks pretty cool right now. I like the way it's all looking. The problem I'm running into, of course, is when I turn on my rocks and stuff, they're gonna be sticking out of the glass. So as soon as I come in here and do this, some of these will be real easy to clean up. So I can just grab these outliers. Whoops. These guys are on the outside of the glass and delete them. That's easy. It's these big guys. It'll be a little bit more work, but I think we can still deal with it.
I have faith in you.
Thanks, buddy. All right, so that's those medium-sized rocks. Little rocks, same thing. Just come through here. Just clean in house. I'm sorry, Tyson. Tyson's watching, going, "Oh, those are some of my favorite scattered items." They're out of the globe. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. All right. The rest of these, what I think, so I could come in and try to trim them so that they're cut off at the glass, but I think what makes a little more sense is to actually come in here, grab individual pieces like this, scoot them in so that they're inside the glass instead. I could do some trimming. I could do some, if these were solids, I could do some solid tool stuff, but I just feel like that's probably the easier solution. This rock doesn't necessarily have to be right here. It just happened to end up here on the edge. So it makes more sense to just grab it and scoot it in rather than messing with making it conform to the bottom of the globe. Is that good? We're in. We're in. Deleting's always an option too, though, so. Uh-oh. That's some magic rotating happening. All right. We're in there. Oh, that looks, oh, it's kind of cool. I like it. It is missing snow flying around, but I like it. Oh, yeah. Studio RT Cool, Rob's calling me out saying probably a time where I should have saved somewhere in there before I started like intersecting and wrecking geometry.
You're really tempting fate. I'm going to be honest.
I'll save now. How's that? Awesome. Well, you know what?
Everybody's really wanting to see the snow.
Yeah, me too.
I can't wait to see what everybody uploads to the 3D warehouse.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I want to see some renders. I want to see some good work, guys. This one I will throw on the 3D warehouse. I'll put a link up on the forum for sure. That'll definitely happen. But I would love to see what you guys do. I was actually thinking about, I don't do this live because it is mind-numbingly boring, but I was thinking about trying to make it a solid and 3D print, just the lighthouse probably, not the, well, maybe the rest of the pieces, but just to see what it would look like as a 3D printed thing. So maybe I'll do that. That could be kind of fun. Yeah. I was actually trying to think of how to make it snow. And the thing that I came up with was, well, a watermark is a simple one. We've done that. We did that for some Halloween-based models a while ago, having a watermark of snow. So that would be one thing. To actually make snow fall, you could actually come up with some low poly like snowflakes and put them on tags. One set here, one set here, one set here, one set here, and then animate through the tags to make it look like something was falling. But yeah, that sounds like a homework assignment. I agree with Jody. You do it.
It takes a village.
That's right. Get on it, village. So yeah, I really feel like we're there.
It looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, me too. I like it. That was a fun one. That was fun. Yeah, one more save. Cool.
Just for good measure.
That's right. Because saving is good, and I like doing it, and I do it all the time. So that's why I'm saving. I don't have to explain anything. Sorry for catching up. Hey, thanks. I think it turned out pretty cool. I like this. I've never, somebody actually, I was talking to somebody out front before we started this, and his question was, how's that working with passing a model back and forth? And it is different because I don't know if you guys pick up on this as much as I do, but Tyson and I do have a different way. We have different ways of modeling things. We have different ways of maintaining or building our files, different structures, the way we put our tags and stuff in. It's the perfect example of there's not one way to do anything in SketchUp. So it's been fun to pass back and forth and see what he did. I watched the second one where he went in I watched the first one, I'm sorry, about half of the first one where he originally did the roof tiles and the massing. So that was pretty fun to go in there and see how those pieces actually worked. I didn't catch any of the last one, unfortunately. I was not able to watch it live and didn't get a chance to go back and watch it. So I didn't actually see how the trees and rocks worked really until I opened this morning. But it was pretty cool. It was a neat process or practice to pass back and forth like this, especially in a creative model where, we didn't really have any rules about what we were going to touch on. We both kind of just went in and started working on a piece. So it was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked the way it worked out.
Do you think it worked better with this one where you're literally building on each other's things versus the train one where you would make a part and at the end bring it all together?
The part of me that wants to control the design will say that the train way was better because I really liked just going, oh, it's just mine. This is just my piece. But I don't think there was parts of this where I was like, oh, I don't like the way this turned out, or I have to go clean up after Tyson or anything like that. So I'd say they both had their ups and downs. Tyson's watching. He's commenting. Geeks Woodshop in the chat is Tyson. So if you guys did not catch that, I would love to hear Tyson's thoughts in written form about what he liked or didn't like about the collaborative process. It would be interesting to see or hear.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll just sit here and wait.
I'll just I feel like I have to do something more to this base. This is just a little bit too dull, so I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff while I wait. Oops. There we go. That's better. There's not much, but let me get this centered too. There we go. Centered on the axis. That's important. That's how you know it's a real model, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Tyson's saying both have a bit of our own style. Forcing a pack back and forth is a good exercise. Actually, I will say that was probably one of the with the second one, not so much with this one because this was the end, but I was thinking about when I put in geometry, how is this going to impact whatever Tyson might be doing next? I didn't know what he was going to do. But maybe I made it stuff a little bit cleaner than I would have if I was just messing around. Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to call this done, and I will get it up on 3D Warehouse. As soon as we finish, I will post it there, and I'll put a link in the forum. So if you go to forums.sketchup.com, look for this, the topic connected to this, you can actually download it and do what you want with it. I'd love to see. It'd be fun for you guys to do something to it. This thing is ripe for a little rendering too. I mean, this could be a pretty cool ambient occlusion model to see how that looks. But yeah, go for it. You guys get to play with it. Last reminder, we do still have seats available in our immediate sign up. We think. The immediate sign up for SketchUp for iPad beta. Skip the line, get a copy of it today. We'll throw the link in one more time. You guys can follow that and get the software. Get into the SketchUp for iPad beta right now, right away today. And it's awesome if you're in line waiting for it and haven't gotten a chance to get your hands on it. So
hurry, get it while it's hot.
That's right. It's not gonna be available for long, or maybe it is. I don't know. We don't really know. We literally got past the link in an IM and said share this. So we're not in dev. We don't know what's going on. We just, be a good monkey and hand this out to the people.
Clang, clang, clang.
So, all right. Well, that's it. We'll call it here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. Hope you ended up with a copy of iPad for beta. Whoa. Hold on.
SketchUp for iPad beta. So you said?
Yeah,
so you're trying to say?
That was what I was going for. Thanks for, yeah.
Wording your words.
Thanks. We'll see you next week. Come back. Next Friday, we're going to be building some robots. So probably still a little bit kind of imaginative, but a little bit more structured modeling, I think, is going to be happening. So yeah, check it out. Come on the forum, because like I said, we are going to have you guys vote. We're going to put a poll up, and you guys can help us pick a prompt for a robot model this coming week. So swing by before the model, check out our forum, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.